And he drove the ambulance the entire.
Carson told me about that when we visited Dachau, that he drove an ambulance at Dachau when they freed it.
Yeah.
There's a plaque there to his platoon or whatever it was, his division. We took a picture of the sign there.
So you got the Dachau too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Dachau, and there's a.
You know, that's the second time you'd been there, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't have remembered
I
the
don't
first time.
remember the first time. Yeah, we went to Dachau. So hold up. So when was that day at the so is that a roller? It's skating? It was like roller skating, huh?
Roller skating.
Well, when was that? Was that in what date would that have been?
Late May of 1942.
Oh, it wasn't until 1942.
Yeah.
Oh, so it'd been over a year since Pearl Harbor.
No, Pearl Harbor was December.
Oh, that's right,
7th,
1941. Yeah, that's right.
It was about
Same
6 months.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the same year,
Wow,
but
but
6 months.
pretty much.
Because
It was within the
42.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So
he
yeah,
was 41.
but he deferred. So Grandpa deferred going. So he enlisted in
Before induction.
He enlisted in the military. Wanted to go to the Navy, but when was forced. They took a test, and he was forced to go to the Army.
Well, no, not as a result of that test. It was only after he was inducted, probably went through at least basic training, and he said that for a while, because of his background, they put him in chemical warfare because they didn't know whether in World War I chemical warfare was big. But
Was
they didn't
still
know
big,
the
yeah.
Germans would try using chemical warfare. And,
Oh yeah.
He talked about firing mortars and everything else with apparently that could have had been armed with chemical warheads and such.
Interesting. But Germany never did it because of Hitler was against chemical warfare because of World War One.
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay, but so that's that night, that after that day, he was going into the. Grandpa was going
the
in.
Later
Yeah.
that week or the next week.
That week.
But I thought he deferred it for a year.
No,
No.
it was for a semester.
Oh, for a semester. Oh, okay. So that later that week he was going. Well, where was he going? Where were they sending him?
No, he went to Texas, but I don't
Texas.
know where.
Oh, okay.
That probably wasn't where he first
Well,
started.
first was,
I would
don't-
guess it was
I
someplace
don't
in
remember.
southern Wisconsin, maybe Milwaukee or
I don't
Okay.
remember
Madison.
where he was.
So he took you home that night, and
Yeah, that's right.
then so he knew where you lived,
Yeah,
and then how'd you
he
keep
came
in touch
over
with him?
during the week and he took me out again.
Oh,
And then I think he only took me out one time, and then he went into the service.
so you met roller skate. You met you at the roller
I don't
skate.
think
so-
that was meant to be, right?
Yeah, that's pretty coincidental. That's awesome. So he met you at the roller skate, and then he took you home, and then he took you out 2 other times, maybe that week, and then he was off to
The war.
the war.
Yeah.
Off to training.
To,
Training.
what's the name of that place? Not Memphis.
Oh, Camp McCoy, perhaps?
No, it was in Texas. He was there quite a while.
Oh, Marfa.
Marfa.
Yeah,
Or-
but I don't know where he received his basic training.
Yeah, he was in Marfa.
Marfa.
Which is in apparently western Texas, near the Rio Grande.
But when we got married, he was at, name the school.
Yeah, Texas A&M
Texas
at College Station, but
Yeah, he
they
went to
got married
school
in
there.
a near
He went to
neighboring
school
town
there for a
of
long
Bryan,
time.
Texas.
But when he enlisted, he was at Madison. He was in Wisconsin. He was
Yeah.
at University of Wisconsin getting what degree?
It was going for a chemical engineering degree.
Chemical engineering. Okay.
But I mean, he probably hadn't even started his engineering courses. He had all his calculus and his
Yeah.
a lot of chemistry already, and physics.
Then he came home at Christmas.
Oh, he came home.
Yeah,
So
and then he
okay,
came up to see me.
to see you again. Were you talking by letter or?
Yeah, with letter.
Oh, with letters. Huh?
Because we didn't talk on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that when he took you to see Wayne King and his
Oh,
band?
yeah.
Who's Wayne King?
Took
Wayne
me
King
to-
was famous.
in Marshfield.
Was it in Marshall? I thought it was,
Oh,
he took you to Wisconsin
it
Rapids.
was, I couldn't think.
Yeah.
It was in
Probably in the
Wisconsin.
field house.
Yeah, Wisconsin Rapids.
In
He
the
took
high
me
school
to
field
see
house.
Wayne King. He remembers better than I do.
Wink. So you were, hold on, how old were you? 20? How old were you at that time?
I was about 21.
21, okay.
Yeah, you would have been 21 when you met, because that was May of '42, and she would have been. No, you would have been 20 when you met, because.
Were we?
But by that time, you were about 21.
21.
Yeah.
And you were working at
I was working
at where? Where at?
Woolworths.
Woolworths. What is
In
Woolworths?
Marshfield still, right?
Yeah, Marshfield.
What's-
But you would soon go to.
Yeah, we went to
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, and then I went to Milwaukee.
Well, why did you go to Milwaukee? They had a job there?
My cousin was down there, and she had a job, and
Okay.
I didn't get a job where she did, but
Okay.
I went down there then, and I went in and applied at. Where did I apply? You don't know.
I think you started actually working at a dime store there in
No, I
Milwaukee,
didn't.
you?
Oh, yeah, I worked one week at, it wasn't a dime store. It was a Boston store.
Oh, a Boston store in there. And then this job came through with Cutler Hammer.
Then I signed up for that, and I didn't get the job then, and I went home, and my aunt, my cousin's mother, she was so upset. She said, "We're going to write a letter down there and see if you can get a job there."
Ah.
So we wrote a letter down there, and they wrote back and said to come in and see him when I came back.
Oh, interesting.
So then I got stuck.
That's how you got it, huh?
But
And
it was her
Yeah, that did it.
that promoted it. Now,
I see.
And
Aunt Beulah?
Aunt Beulah,
Okay.
what was the job? What did you do again? You were an inspector
inspector.
for what part?
Electrical switches.
Electrical switches
For airplanes, that's what they were.
for airplanes. Okay. Oh, that went on airplanes or
Yeah,
okay.
you did.
in
I
the
don't know,
airplane.
what,
yeah.
perhaps their hydraulic system.
Yeah. And so then so Grandpa was still in training at that time?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah,
Yeah.
he was. He was in
Well,
school.
Yeah, he probably had started Texas
He
A&M by
definitely
that
was
time.
in school when I married him.
So
He had gone through basic training by
So-
that time.
so you went to Texas A&M because of what? What got him to go? I mean, how was he going to Texas A&M and in the military at the same time?
Well, they put him in the school.
Yeah.
Oh, they put him in.
Yeah.
The Army put him in the school.
When they examined the results of all their tests, they decided where they're going to assign their personnel, and
They said you're going
with
to Texas
151
A&M.
on the IQ test, they said, well, we're either gonna put him in officer candidate school, or they looked at his record and they saw that he was an engineering student. Maybe he'd be interested we need lots of engineers. Maybe he'd be interested in engineering training. And
Okay.
that's how.
But in mechanical or also
Mechanical.
So because they needed mechanical. Okay. So they put him in that school. Okay.
Yes, they did. The
Okay.
Army put him in the school.
He may have had his choice, mechanical or civil.
Or civil. Well, mechanical is better. So.
So he was there for a couple semesters.
Yeah, I'm thinking as many as 3 semesters.
It could have been.
Okay.
I don't know how many exactly.
And then what happened to him? Then where did he go?
Then he went.
While he was there, he and Mother got married. And,
Oh, you went all the way down
Yes,
to
I went down there to get married.
to get married.
And his-
Who did you drive down there?
No, his mother.
Took you.
We took the train. His mother and his sister, because she stood up at our wedding.
Really?
His sister. They came down there.
So you had known his family then? You got to know his family?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
I didn't like
Okay. But they came and got you. They came.
I didn't even know that his mother was coming with us. I knew that Adeline was
you knew
coming.
his sister was.
I get into the
Yeah.
depot and there is his mother. She's coming with us, and I was so mad.
Okay. But you so you'd already decided that you were going to marry you were going to marry him.
Nobody told me she was coming. It was her idea.
It was right after his brother was killed.
Killed. Okay.
That I think.
What you mean?
Were you engaged already?
So the
Oh, sure.
You were engaged. Yeah, that's right.
so you
But it was right after that they decided to marry in January of '44.
So when did you get engaged? Was that like that December that you came back? That Grandpa came back? When did you get
I don't know.
engaged? Oh,
What
when
was that?
when did you get
When
engaged?
did you become engaged?
Oh, yeah, probably.
That December.
I
So
think
that's December of 1942.
Yeah, that's the same year we
Okay.
met in.
And you just corresponded through letters.
That's
just
right.
talking through letters.
Except for
See.
the times I saw him.
Yeah. So hold up. So his
Did you
brother.
like all
So
those
Grandpa's
people?
brother. Is this the brother that enlisted with him? That enlisted with Grandpa.
Yeah,
So that's the one who died.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
We
Okay.
have pictures of Carl and of his wife on
Yeah,
their
yeah.
wedding day.
Yeah.
That we just...
And when did he marry?
Wait, come here. Oh, do you want to walk?
He married before I did.
You know what?
Yeah,
We're gonna stay
okay.
here for a few minutes. And then when we see
Daddy,
that Lael's
you know, I
coming,
don't know,
finish this one and we'll
uh,
walk again to meet Lael, okay? But they're still at McDonald's.
It would have been some time before November of when he was killed. Of course, November of '43.
Yeah.
I'm thinking perhaps
He was married before I was.
I'm thinking maybe June of '43 or so. It could have even been earlier. She followed him to a number of places. One was Astoria, Oregon, where they were
Oh,
commissioning
that's
the
where-
ship that he.
That's where Jolene
Yeah.
was born, right?
Yeah.
And that was that one ship that you were talking about.
And I've got the book.
Yeah.
That talks about
What?
that ship being commissioned and everything.
In,
You know, that ship actually
Yeah.
started out with a slight list.
List.
I don't know if it was to starboard or to port, but it listed from the very beginning. The Navy was very. They made these aircraft carriers on
Yeah.
with the hulls of these merchant ships, not the Navy specifications at all. In fact, the reason why it sunk with one torpedo was largely, and it sunk very rapidly after one torpedo hit. It was largely a result of that
thin metal
unarmored hull that they had.
Yeah.
But the Roosevelt administration was eager to get as many planes.
Yeah, because that's what you needed. Yeah, to fight the Pacific
as
Theater.
you could, and they could manufacture these.
That was Liscombe Bay that
Liscombe
Carl
Bay.
died on.
Yeah.
Liscombe Bay.
And they had almost 1,000 sailors aboard.
Wow.
1/3 of them survived.
Wow.
The captain, the admiral, and a lot of the officers and men, and 2/3 of the officers and men that manned that ship were killed.
Wow. So did your parents, or your parents were okay with you going down and marrying Grandpa, going over and?
He never said anything.
that must have been pretty big to go. Going to Texas.
Later they might have said.
Had you ever been to Texas before, or had? No.
No.
Okay. So just.
I've never been.
So,
to
and you were gonna get married and then live there and actually stay
I
in
lived there
Texas.
for a while.
Yeah.
And
So how did you get the train ticket?
He was going to be sent overseas, so he brought me home in August.
Oh, okay. Back to
We were
Marshville.
married in January.
Yeah.
She was,
How'd
she
you
was
get the?
pregnant at that time.
Yes, with somebody. But how'd you get the? How'd you get the train tickets? Yeah. Did you just buy them, or? Okay. And you were primarily in Milwaukee then at that time working. You were in Milwaukee working at that
Yes,
time.
I was.
Oh, yeah.
So did Adeline and Grandma go to Milwaukee? Or was it the train station in Wisconsin Rapids, or which?
Rapids.
So you had come up to Rapids.
To go down with them.
Oh,
You don't remember, huh?
well, I know.
Or they have gone down to
I
Milwaukee.
picked him up somewhere, but I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Remember where? Somewhere. And so you took the train down.
Yeah, the train.
She said
So,
trains
where-
in those days were just full of soldiers going this way
Oh,
and
Laying on the floor
What?
that.
What would?
where
Where
I
you
was.
embarked on that train.
Maybe I was in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Probably, well, of course I was in
I
Milwaukee.
would have a hard time
I
wondering
was
why
in-
you would have gotten to Wisconsin Rapids.
I
because
was
you
in Milwaukee.
So they came with you to Milwaukee, or they
That's
came
it,
to
sweetie.
Milwaukee.
You ate it all up.
So it was a small wedding then. Just her.
Yeah, it was
Sorry, his
Small
sister,
wedding. The guy that's
your mother-in-law, and you.
my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law,
Yeah,
the guy that
Best
stood
man.
up with Otto,
yeah.
and who else?
I don't know.
I guess that's
How
it.
many siblings are in your family?
What?
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I don't have
Brothers.
any sisters, but I have 6 brothers.
Okay.
I had 6 brothers.
Yeah, I had
One
to
of them died.
So, but you were the oldest?
Yeah.
So were you the first to get married?
Yeah.
Okay. And your family just go to Texas, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. And then where did you stayed in at the college after you guys got married?
No, just in the neighboring city of Bryan, didn't you? Or were you
Bryan,
in College Station?
Bryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's where we stayed.
And then before Grandpa had to go off to Europe, you guys went back to Wisconsin.
Uh-huh.
And what did you do? Oh, you were pregnant. And
I had a baby.
Where'd you live at the time?
With my mother.
With your mom. Okay.
Dad.
So you had a baby, and they probably were happy to have you at home.
They needed another boy.
Yeah.
No, they liked him pretty much.
Yeah. And you were just getting letters from Grandpa. Huh?
That's right.
And then when did he return? When was he able to come back?
Boy, after the war was over and he'd picked up all these dead bodies. So I could forget how. But
Was that at
it was after the war was over.
perhaps that was that at Dachau?
Well, I don't know where
He
picked
transported a lot
dead
of
bodies
living people,
up.
but
It just was a horrible job.
Yeah. So he told you about that?
No, he never
Oh.
told me about that. That's one thing. He never talked about anything. He kept it all. And he may have talked to the boys,
Yeah.
but he didn't tell me.
And then, okay. So, yeah. So was it 45 that you got to see him again then?
No, I think
So it'd been,
It was November of 45, I think.
November of 45. So almost a year. I was almost
It,
a year old.
Yeah.
but how long had it been since he had left then? Over a year then.
Over a year.
Over a
Yeah.
year. Okay. And then he was out of the army at that time. Okay.
Completely out.
And what was his?
And then we
Yeah.
started school in January.
And you went back to Texas A&M, right?
No,
Or,
we didn't. We
No.
went to Wisconsin.
oh, he transferred all of his units to Wisconsin and finished up at. So and then he finished up with 2 degrees. Then he just
Yes.
decided to get both since he had already done so much work.
Yeah, he had 2 degrees.
Okay, in
I would
mechanical
guess
and
that
chemical
probably was,
engineering.
January of 46 that he
Yeah.
would have graduated
Yeah.
with his chemical engineering degree, and then
It
he
was-
continued another semester to get his mechanical engineering
And
degree.
when was Aunt Charlene born?
46.
1946. Okay, so you guys weren't. He wasn't quite done with school then.
And she was born in October of 46.
October 46. Okay.
She's about 21, 22 months. Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly what Lael and Evid are, and Evid, between Evid and her, is 22 months.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
Yeah. That's a good time. So and then from then on it was, but the war that. Yeah, no, that changed everybody's lives because it changed,
Of
your
course it
sister,
did.
his brother.
Yeah, I don't think
sorry.
Mother and Dad would have ever met.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the war.
Yeah, because he went to that skating rink because he was leaving that week.
I don't remember if I ever went back there and skated or not. I might have.
So are you thankful that you went to that skating rink that night?
And
I don't know.
I think you had told Sandy that you didn't even want to go skating.
I didn't. I said, I was talking to my cousin. I said, oh, I got to go skating tonight with my friends. And
Your friends had talked to you
I
about
don't
going
even
skating.
want to go, I said. But I went.
And it changed your whole life.
Yeah, it changed my life.
Change your life.
Yeah, it changed my life, that's for sure.